This is my first try at doing a video presentation for my fundraising presentation for Quinte Sailability. I like to start this off by telling you guys a little bit about myself. I started sailing with Quinte Sailability around 5 years old, and I've been sailing with them ever since. I worked my way through our entire program, from being just one of those kids enjoying the water, to being part of our race team, to being our race team captain, to now being on the board making sure that people with disabilities can continue sailing in our community. Just a little bit about me. I was born with cerebral palsy, and I started off quite small. As you can see, small is no longer a very good way to describe me. So for those of you that don't know, our home has moved over the last couple years from the Trenton Air Base Yacht Club to the Bay of Quinte Yacht Club in Belleville. That's going to allow us to really grow our program from here on out. Not only can our sailors now sail in and out from the shore, but they also have more access to other high-level sailors in the community, so we really believe this is a great next step for our program. Quinte Sailability has some things we live by. One of the big ones is there's no speed limits on the water, so we try our hardest not to limit our sailors. There you go, no speed limit on the water, so why limit yourself? Our students pay less than half of the cost of sailing at Quinte Sailability, and we fundraise to pay the rest. People with disabilities are in a marginalized community and often have a lot of limitations on their income, so we're really proud to tell you guys that you don't pay for us to have the fanciest instructors or for me to wear a really cool Quinte Sailability coat. You pay so that we have the opportunity to subsidize the cost of sailing and make it available for people in our community. Here's a little bit about our revenue sources. A lot of our revenue comes from service clubs and fundraising of our own members. We also have membership fees and a ton of community support. We couldn't do this without the support of our community. Quinte Sailability, over the last season, had 25 sailors and over 248 hours instructed. This is a quick demonstration. We deal with a lot of different types of disabilities, so it is quite possible that we have to meet somebody's needs that we've never met before. This is showing somebody being lifted in and out of the boat. I've needed to be lifted out of the boat. Tons of our sailors need to be lifted in and out of the boat. We're constantly having to adapt sailing to meet our sailors' needs, and that's the cool thing about sailing is we really find that it is easily adaptable. You can actually operate one of our sailboats through breathing through a set of straws that are going to allow you to control the sails on the boat. So like I said, we receive a lot of support from our service clubs. This is one of our boats, Rotary Way. It's a Martin 16. That's what most of our competitive sailors are going to sail in. It's completely untippable and unsinkable, and it fits our program really well because it's good for young sailors, it's good for experienced sailors, and it's one of the most common race boats for people with disabilities in our community. Here's another Martin 16. As you can see, we have quite a few in order to run our program, and we're excited to continue growing our program. Hopefully when you guys see this video, maybe you can help us get a new boat. Here we have our starter boats. It's an access dinghy. They're often referred to by our sailors or our instructors as a bathtub with sails. Growing up, actually sailing one of these, I filled it with enough water that I was floating in my life jacket inside of the boat, and I was still able to continue sailing in. That's one of the things we pride ourselves on, is this is really safe for people with disabilities. Once again, these boats are completely untippable and unsinkable, and as a teenager, I really did try to tip or sink one of these boats, and I'm telling you, if I can't do it, nobody can. Here's another one of our boats I'm really proud of. This is Trimaran. We use this kind of to incentivize our sailors. It allows them to have something to work towards. You don't get to sail the Trimaran all the time, but if you accomplish a goal that we're really proud of or something you were working towards, then you might get rewarded with sailing the Trimaran. A lot of people get to do that after they come home from a big regatta with an important result or really improve a skill that they've been working on for a long time. One of the strong parts of our program is our instructors. As you can see here, our instructors are always right close by our sailors, and they allow our sailors to have the independence of being on the water with the safety of having somebody close nearby. This really does help the sailors with the confidence of being on the water. For many of them, it's the first time they've been on the water, so it's important to make them feel safe in these situations. Our instructors are really special people. They're not just really good sailing coaches or whatever. They're really well-rounded adults who want to have impacts on our community. Sailing's built on volunteers. There's so many volunteers that allow our sailing to happen, constantly taking care of our boats and making sure that our sailors get to regattas with boats that are able to perform and do what they're supposed to do so they can just focus on sailing and be a competitor. So our sailing programs consist of a Learn to Sail program and a Can Sail program, as well as racing and recreational. I always say during this part of the presentation that sailing really did allow me to have an identity as an athlete. Before I started sailing, I was always just, I'm Brett and I'm in a wheelchair, or I'm Brett and I love the Leafs. And through sailing, I was able to say, I'm Brett and I love sailing and I race sailboats. And that was huge for my confidence growing up. The race team is really important to me. I've been racing with our program since I was 11. I've seen it grow, and I've seen our sailors really break into a whole new level. I'm going to talk about some regattas we go to. First, actually, we'll start with our Thursday night race nights. I'm really proud of this. We allow our sailors to have the ability to practice racing during the week, feel the start line. This is something we're really trying to work our way back into now that we're at the Bay of Quinte Yacht Club, but I think this is what separated our program when we were really successful as a race team, so this is something I'm looking forward to working towards. Some of the regattas we go to are quite far. This is one in Hamilton. It's actually considered the Ontario Martin 16 Championship, and I like to show this picture because going around marks is probably one of the more stressful, exciting times as a racer in a sailboat. So as you can see, all these boats have to round this mark. And there's my smiling face, and that's my favorite part about this program is, I did a lot of racing as a kid, and now I get to make sure that other people have the opportunity to do that. And through the support of you guys, you've really helped me transition in this program to being a racer, to being the race team captain, to now making sure that other people in our community get the ability to race like I did growing up. An important regatta we go to every year is at the Nepean Yacht Club. It's important for us because our sailors see a lot of high winds in our local community. So going to a regatta in a river where there's a lot lighter, shiftier winds is good to prepare our sailors to be able to compete in all types of environments. Again, we're going to show another mark rounding. That's, like I said, the more exciting part of sailing, and I just wanted you guys to kind of have the ability to kind of see what goes on there. Mobility Cup is the North American Championship of Martin 16 racing, and sailors come from all over North America to compete in this race, and we're lucky to have the support of CN in order to help us make sure that our boats can make it to the race course no matter where it is in Canada. We're really proud to be part of the Able Sail Network. Now, some of these stats are a little bit outdated, but the Able Sail Network is getting a lot stronger, and we're excited to be a big part of that. Quinte Sailability is a small program, which has allowed us to help other small programs build their selves within the community because we understand the challenges that they face. All right, we're just about to wrap this up. I just want to say thanks for listening to me talk. I know that I talked for a long time, and I really appreciate all you guys' support. I couldn't do what I do and make sure that everyone gets the opportunities that I had growing up without the support of our community, so I really do appreciate you guys.